Hey friends, so today I'll be showing you how I improved my vocal range. I've always been a guitar player, and about a year ago or a year and a half ago, I started singing and I wanted to get better at it. Especially my vocal range was very limited because I haven't been singing through my childhood. I just started it about a year and a half ago. Um, so you can see my videos in history and see how I used to struggle with some of the high notes. And this is what I did, and I just want to share some tips and hopefully it helps. So I'm going to take three songs for example. One is English, the other is Hindi and Telugu. They go in the order of um, high pitches, right? So I'll just demonstrate what I mean. So if you take um, Bruno Mars, Talking to the Moon. So let's see. I sit by myself, talking to the moon, trying to get to you. It hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. So this one goes to the high F, which is F4, okay? F sharp 4F. So I think it goes to F. No, 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 no. Okay. Oh, no, no, no. So I think it goes to F on the high, and the next one is Saki Saki. It's a Hindi song from Batla House. It's by Prak, who's known for his high pitch. So I'm gonna attempt that. Okay, so this one goes Osaki Osaki Saki Saki Saki. So I'm struggling a little bit here because I haven't taken enough breath, but it goes. Okay, let me try again, okay? Osaki Saki 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 आपस हार न जाए कोई ख्वाहिश बाकी. So it goes to okay. So it goes to F, or maybe left sharp, I think. No, it's I think it's still F. Okay, so high F. Now the toughest one is Life of Ram, which is a Telugu song from the movie Janu. Okay. So it goes to F sharp. So something like that, okay? So it goes no 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 no. So it's F sharp 4, okay, on the keyboard. No 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 no. So again, I'm still working in this range, but just a few months ago I was at like the F sharp, which is 3, F sharp F sharp 3. So I was able to almost hit a whole octave high by just pushing my voice a little bit every day. Okay, and I'm going to show you my technique and how I increased 1 octave. So the way I look at it is the vocal cord is a muscle. So just like you would work out, if you're able to do only one pull-up, say for example, but you consistently keep showing up and you try that second pull-up, and in a week you'll be able to do 2. And if you keep showing up every day and try the third pull-up, in a week you'll be able to do 3 pull-ups, right? So your vocal cord is just like any other muscle, and that's what I realized. And so every day you push 1 step, and I'm going to show you what scale to use, because the scale that we start the Carnatic classical music is an excellent scale because it covers all intervals, right? So if you take the major scale starting with B, it's always whole and half steps, right? So there's no 1.5 steps here. So the beauty of this rag is Maya Malava Gaula rag is it modifies the major scale in a way that you also have 1.5 steps. So it covers whole steps, half steps, and 1.5 steps. So it takes 2 notes from the major scale and drops them 1 down. So now you have half step, 1.5, half, 1, half, 1.5, half. Okay? And so this is why it's an excellent scale for anyone to practice and increase their vocal range. And one other thing that I noticed is if you train the lower octave, your higher octave becomes easier. Okay, so let me show you. So now I don't have the lower octave on this piano, so I'm just using a higher octave on the keyboard, but I'm singing the lower octave. Okay, so if you go start like this, now I can go even lower. That is like C2, C1, lower than C1. Okay. Now again, 3-4 months ago I wasn't able to go this low, but what I noticed is it's the yin yang. Okay, so just like you can't keep pushing your muscle, you can't keep stretching your muscle to hit higher octaves without strengthening the lower part, which is when the muscles are more relaxed. Okay, so as I built my lower octave, the higher octave also became easier. So I could go from now I won't be able to sing in this because there's no power, but at least I'm able to go this low. And one of the exercises that I like is called vocal fry. So it goes like what that does is it acts as a good kind of resting exercise. After you hit the high notes, it's good to come back to the lower octave and give your vocal cords some rest. So it's go. So you just do all the vowels, right? Okay. So now, how do you actually increase the octave using this scale? Okay. So you could start with over here and go. Okay, so this is the scale. Sa 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 ri ga ma pa da ni sa. Now I'll try to go higher and show you. So what we're trying to do is not going to falsetto. It's just that's easy, right? So you could go. Now that's not what our aim is. Our aim is to stay in our chest voice or mixed voice and try to hit as high note as possible, because in the falsetto you can always go higher. That's not a big deal, right? So here goes. that's high B, right? So it's B4, I believe. Yeah. So. Okay, so this is where I'm at. So if I want to consistently hit, it's going to be the high. Again, let's see, yeah, E, I think E. So I can hit E comfortably in the scale, which is Ga. Okay, so sorry, it's just Ma. So high Ma. Sometimes I can push it to the Pa, but I'm able to do the Ma because I mean in the previous day I was only able to stay in the lower octave. But what you do is you can use this 3-note scale. Then you go to the next vowel. So we go from A, E, O, U. Now the O and U are going to be the hardest when you go to the higher octave because they're more closed sounds. So you cannot hit those high notes. But when you go to the high notes, you can just stay to A, right? A is the most open and it's easy to hit. So the main thing is to breathe as much as possible and use your breath as a support. Okay, if you're out of breath, you can't hit those high notes. So not only are we practicing the intervals, but also trying to get the flexibility or fluidity between the notes. So when you hit those gamakas and variations in the notes, it becomes easier, right? Then go back to A. So it's Padanida, okay? Padanida, Padanida, Padanida. Padanida, 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 So likewise, you can go all the way up and see where you are, right? So if you're only till here, which is Pa, Pa in the third octave, C. So this is C3. So this is F sharp 3. So if you're here, so you can go. And that's fine. That's where I was 3 months ago. But every day what you do is you try to add the next note. So for here, like, so then the next one is the nida over here, right? So and you want to stay in the A and A in the high octaves because that's easier to achieve. So once you move on and you're able to hit the higher notes, then you can try with O and U, like right? But if I try U over here, let's try, okay? So this is higher. See, it's already hard. Okay, so you can't do it. I can't do it. Right? So over here it has to be A. So to hit my high F, E and F, right? So this is a work in progress. So I'm still trying to master this high notes. A lot of high pitched singers can hit G sharp, like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. The song Dream On, he hits Dream On, Dream On. But his falsetto is very strong, so it's not as weak. But he's able to hit G sharp. So I know in a couple of months I'll be able to hit this um, in my chest voice. So that's the goal, right? So you can always go Dream On, Dream On. But that's I don't prefer to go into falsetto, even though it does sound good, especially if you sing into a mic. It's okay, but the goal is to get it in your mixed voice, uh, which means the falsetto. You can go into falsetto for the higher notes, even, right? So keep pushing one note every week or every 2 weeks in the scale, and at the same time keep going down. So for example, so I was here in the lower F sharp, right? This is where even going lower octave also takes effort. So this was very weak for me. So I was probably like there wasn't much volume, but over time, as you keep practicing the lower octave, your volume increases, right? Now these are a little hard to hit as well. It's the opposite end of the spectrum, right? So it has its own challenge. There's not much volume here because the voice is so low. So if you notice here, the O and U is a lot easier here, obviously, because they're closed notes and they don't require much volume. But there you have it. So just stick to that one scale, Maya Malava Gaula Ragam in Telugu, and in the Carnatic music, that is. So you just search it on YouTube, you'll find the scale. I start with B as my bass. I feel like that's where I gravitate towards. You can also start with C. The scale will be a little different, but B is. So that's the scale. And every day, like I said, just keep pushing. Just one more. But the important thing is to breathe in every time, right? So the more breath you have, the more support your voice has. And yeah, that's basically it. And it was, I surprised myself how much, like how I could add an octave in just a few months by doing this. So yeah, I hope this helps out. Okay, cheers.